Hello, everyone. This is Deb Joyce Meek of Delight of My Art, and I'm your local Stampin' Up! Demonstrator in mid-Michigan here. Thank you for joining me for our first day of our In Color Craft Along, featuring all 6 of us demonstrators. We've got me and Julie Salva, Rhonda Wade, Melissa Faust, Deborah Harrison, and Ange McKay. So I am so thrilled to be working with these wonderfully talented ladies to bring you 12 projects to work on, featuring these 2 bundles here, the Impressions of Bloom and the Cheers and Sips bundles. So we have a whole package of things to put together. Some of you have pre-purchased the entire full package, and then some of you have purchased the tutorial here. I do have a special for you this week. Also, it is the 1st of June. I don't know how that happened, but we have, if you are watching between June 1st and then June 8th. If you place an order with me in my online store of $50 or more, I will give you the tutorial for free. It's a $25 value. And if you've already purchased that for the $25, I will go ahead and reimburse you for that purchase if you place an order during this time. So June 1st through the 8th. We also, I wanted to point out, Stampin' Up! Has done something really cool just during this period as well. Starting June 3rd, we have a BOGO buy one, get one half off of sweet products. And this is really exciting. I was just looking at all the details. And if you purchase items that are part of a suite, then you can get buy one, get one half off. If you're new to Stampin' Up!, a suite is a collection of products that go together that Stampin' Up! Has just put together for you. And so there are a lot of suites to choose from. You can choose from online exclusives or the catalog, the annual catalog. But I do want to point out that your half off item is always the lowest priced item in the suite product. So if you want to maximize your savings and make sure that you are purchasing products that are of similar value. If you have something that's of lower value in a suite, that will be the product that's half off. So I want you to save as much as you possibly can. I just wanted to point that out. Okay, let's go ahead and get started today. We have 2 products or projects today, and we are starting with you've seen this, this is like a 40-page tutorial. We've got diagrams and measurements and products that we're using. So I'm going to go ahead and assume that you have this in front of you and you've prepared a few things. This will also cut down on the time for the video of you watching this, and you can always catch the replay. But I'm going to go ahead and unclip this. If you did order the full package from me, you got one of these clips in your package. This is just a cute little binder clip with hearts on it. But we'll go ahead and get started here. And I'm going to pull out my package here too. This is how I packaged my products. So you'll see a nice card in here for you with a little gift inside. And then you have your designer series paper here. There is a link to get to the tutorial here on your package, but we did have a few corrections since this was put together. So your link in the email will be the best one for you. I'm going to go ahead and open this so that I can get out my pre-cut pieces for all of the projects we're doing today. And in your package, if you also got the package, you have all of the cardstock that you're going to need for all of the 12 products, the 12 different projects that we're doing over the 6 days. So I have a list of which colors we were using and how many of each are in here. There should be plenty left over for you to use on those. And then what else did I? Oh, and then I had a little gift in here for you. So if you get the full package, you got all your embellishments in here, plus a whole bunch of different goodies. So hopefully that made your day when you opened it. And if you didn't get the full package this time around, I hope that you stay tuned for upcoming craft alongs and retreats so that you can get those as well. So let's go ahead and get started here. So I'm going to go ahead and put my face away for now. I don't want to take too long for the intro here. I'm going to pull this out, and our first project is going to use the Cheers and Sips bundle. Okay, bundles are stamps and dies or stamps and punches. So this is the stamps and dies set, and it has all of these stamps in here. And then I've put a magnet sheet in here from Amazon. These are magnetic adhesive sheets that I get so that I can just put coordinating pieces right in there. But we're going to use this one first, and the stamp pad colors that we're going to use for this first project are Timid Tiger, Granny Apple Green, and Blackberry Bliss. And I will be using a blending brush for the Granny Apple Green. So just to let you know ahead of time which inks to pull out. Again, that was Timid Tiger, Granny Apple Green, and Blackberry Bliss. And I'll go ahead and put this off to the side so I can see what my directions are here. So our first project, and I get to pre-show you the finished one, and then we'll make it together, just a smidge difference. So this is the last page of my tutorial here. So here's the project that we're doing. This was created by Rhonda Wade. Super cute, right? So this is what the directions, this is her exact design. So I'm just going to be changing it up just a tiny bit with which drink colors that I fussy cut out. Cheers, let's celebrate with a cute little picture inside. So there is the project that we're making. So let's go ahead and get started on that one. Put this off to the side. So I'm going to pull out all my little pieces for this, and I will tell you what the measurements are. Hello to everybody watching live, and again, catching on the replay. I appreciate you guys popping in. So out of my little bag here, I'm going to pull out the circle that is already die cut for you. It is the largest circle, I think, in the Stylish Shapes dies. And then we also need one of the tiny little textured notes dies here, and that should be about it. We also have a tiny little 1/4-inch strip that I just cut out of a scrap piece of paper. I have a Timid Tiger base, and this is gonna be 7 inches by 4 1/4. And we're gonna fold that in half. And then we have a piece of designer series paper from that Cheers and Sips, the celebratory Sips paper. This is the pattern that's on the back side. And then these two pieces are the same size. They are 4 inches by 3 1/4. So both of those pieces, this is just a white one. And then I fussy cut out a few pieces from the designer series paper. So I have 2 drinks. And if you haven't seen this paper yet, it's so cute. We have all this I've really chopped up my paper, but you can fussy cut a bunch of different drinks out of here. There's such cute papers in here. So, and then I have cut out another different picture. We also are going to do some stamping and then fussy or die cutting. There's dies for these 2 images in the stamp set. So again, that was this orange here, and then this little sprig, and I stamped that in Timid Tiger and Granny Apple Green and used the dies to cut those out. If you didn't have those, you could probably find something similar in the paper to cut out as well. All right, so let's go ahead and put this one together. It's really cute. And I'm gonna fold this in half. This was again 7, so we're gonna fold in half at 3 1/2. Jillian, this is your first time watching and catching the live. Welcome. Thank you for tuning in. I'm gonna grab my bone folder. It's over here. There it is. So just like that, and then we can just add our designer series paper on there. It gives a nice little border there. Thank you for sharing, Barbara. Sharing the video. I appreciate that. And all the comments also helps people find me live too. So thank you for placing a comment in the comment section here. We'll be live the next 6 days starting today. So today is day 1 of 6. All right, and then here is the inside piece. We can just go ahead and put that one in as well. I love everybody popping on. This is great. All right, so here's our inside piece. And you know what's easy? We can just take one of those drink pitchers. In the inside of this one, we've got that cute little fruit punch pitcher. This one is pink lemonade. We'll just go ahead and add that right now. And then the inside is finished. I like using liquid glue because it helps give me that little bit of wiggle room time to get everything just so. All right, now we can take this circle, and what we want to do with this is use our blending brush. If you haven't used our blending brushes yet, these are really cool. They're very soft, very soft. I'm probably getting green ink all over myself, but they come in a pack of 3 if you get the little ones, and then there's a bigger size, and you get 2 of those in that package. But they're I tend to just need 1 per color family. You don't need 1 for every color ink, and they do wash up really good just in the sink with soap and water. I'm going to take a piece of scrap paper, and I'll just take it from my trash bin here. There. I'm just going to take my Granny Apple Green ink. And if you see when I first put this on here, it has this dark spot. That's what we're trying to avoid when we put it on here. So I always start off on a scrap paper, and I just re-inked it. So start off on a scrap paper before you put it on your piece. So now it's nice and soft. Can you see the color? And we can always build the color up as we go and add more color. It's just hard to take color away. So always start small. I'm going to add a good amount of color. And if you do have a darker spot, we are covering it up. So you can probably just maneuver your piece to be, look, I didn't stamp off or start over here. So we're just going to cover that up with a drink, right? So we'll just do like that. That still looks cool. All right, so that looks pretty good to me. Maybe I'll blend it out just a little bit. There's a little bit more subtle now. Okay, and now when I put this piece on here, I want to make sure that it's not too tall, and it won't be too tall. If you kind of slice this circle in half, you're not going to go taller than a regular size card, which is 5.5 inches, in case you're wondering. You could always just grab a card that's nearby. Here's one that we did for mystery stamping this week, and just kind of measure, but you shouldn't go past that 5.5 inches. So look, see this would have to be pretty tall, pretty off center in order to be too tall to fit in an envelope. So we're just gonna kind of center it on there like that. So I will go ahead and place, let's see, let's just do like a little run like that. Then I know it's on the edge, right? And then I'm going to take this and then run it along the bottom edge. So now I know the bottom is covered and that top edge there. Oh, my kitty's trying to come in. He must be hungry. All right, so here we go. We have that, and then we have our drink here. We're going to add both of these with dimensionals. So I'm going to grab my dimensionals sheet. Husband's coming back in from the woods, so pardon the tractor noise. Or that's the mower. He rode the mower back there. So let's go ahead and add this. I'm just going to put 3 dimensionals on the back side here. And we'll just add that kind of where the corner's almost touching the edge there. We're just going off of our inspiration one here. Nicely created by Rhonda Wade. This one's a cute one with an orange slice, which goes along with what we've done here, so that's cute. I'm going to add Stampin' Dimensionals to the right side of that so that it doesn't interfere, because this will hold up the rest of that, so we don't need to add any adhesive here. In fact, we could add a little bit of maybe liquid adhesive, just a hair, like that. Oh, looks like a sad face. Oh, no sad faces here. We're having fun. All right, so here's our glass of orange juice and maybe a ginger or something. And then we have our little label here. So this one is going to be stamped in Blackberry Bliss. That's the cheers saying. I love this layout too. This could be recreated in a bunch of um, different things. Oops, there's my cheers. It flew across the desk. All right, so I'm going to stamp over to the right side because we're going to put the orange slice over there to the left. So I'm just going to have this on the right side. That was Blackberry Bliss ink. Oh, and while we have the ink out, let's go ahead and do this tiny little sliver here. Let's celebrate. Tiny, tiny, like so. And then we can put the ink away so we don't put our fingers in it. Okay, so these I just stamped on some scrap paper and then die cut those. So you know how to do that, I'm sure. I just wanted to save time for the video's sake. The kit that I'm working on, Jillian, is that I put it together. Me and these other 5 demonstrators put these projects together, and then we decided which pieces to include in our craft along, and the order for those was earlier in May. But you can still get the tutorial. You can get it for free if you place an order in my online store at orderwithdeb.com, or you can just purchase it outright at $25, and you'll have all 40 pages to follow along in the next 6 days. So either one, let me know. I can message you afterwards to let you know how to get the kit, or not the kit, but the tutorial. So I'm just going to add this just flat to the page here at the bottom, this little label, and then I'm going to add the leaf flat. I'm gonna hold the orange over this because I don't want to put this too far over here, because then we might cover up most of it. So I'm just gonna kind of lay this here as I'm placing my leaves to kind of know where those should go. It's almost off of the label, if you can see here. And now I'm gonna add some dimensionals right here for the orange slice. Ah, so cute. And then we can add the Let's Celebrate. I think we add that with, let's just use a little bit of liquid glue. I think the directions say some glue dots, either one. So there's our Let's Celebrate. Oops. That might be why glue dots might be a little bit nicer. Just let it dry for just a second there. And then we can add our ribbon. So this one, let's see, where did my ribbon piece go? We'll just have to cut a new one. So this one actually is half of a piece of ribbon. So I wanted to show you how to do this. So our beautiful ribbon that was included in our craft along here, we are featuring just specific products. So we have this ribbon here, the gold striped mesh ribbon. Beautiful. And so what I want you to do is tie a bow, just tie a quick, like messy bow, and then mark where you think that bow should stop, right? We're going to cut it there and then untie it, because we're going to cut the whole thing in half. So we have a little strip of ribbon. And what's nice about this ribbon is you have 5 stripes. So you can just cut down that center stripe. There's already a line there for you. So what you're going to do is just hold this between your fingers there. I'm going to, with my ring finger and my thumb, kind of pinch that last little corner there so it keeps it taut, and just run my scissors. And as I work along, I'm just going to reposition that where my scissors are, and then just keep cutting along. If this is too much work for you and you don't want to bother, you don't have to. You can use the whole piece of ribbon. This is a gorgeous ribbon, and you do not have to do the half-Z ribbon. It just makes it a little bit more delicate. And you can do this with any of our ribbon that's about 3/8 of an inch or so, or wider, can be cut in half and makes it gives it a whole new look. So it's a nice technique to kind of keep in the back of your mind, like, oh, how can I make this look a little different, and use the supplies that I already have in a different way. So here we are going almost done here. And it's okay if it's a little bit crooked, because nobody's going to be able to tell once you've tied in a bow. All right, so here we go. We're going to tie our little bow and then add that with a glue dot. And since I had tied it with the full size ribbon, it's a little bit too long, because once we get this delicate, smaller ribbon, we want it to be a little bit smaller. of a bow. So we definitely had enough ribbon to work with. There we go. And so we'll just give that a trim on the ends like that. All of our little ribbon pieces. And then I'll grab my glue dots and then stick that on. Then we can embellish with our strawberry slush and pretty in pink gems. All right. So since this one had some strawberry slush, we used more of the darker colors, and this one doesn't have any of the pink in it. The gems actually have a bunch of different colors in there. So we have the strawberry slush, pretty in pink, and kind of just like a clear with gold in it. So maybe I'll go towards the pretty in pink and the gold on this one. Just kind of keep it a little bit more on the lighter side. We've got small ones and big ones in each of the colors. Let's see, I'll just do another big clear one down here. It just adds a little bit. You can see that shine kind of in the light there. And then we'll add one of these guys down here. And then another lighter one. Okay, so there's our first card for the day. What do you think? So thank you, Rhonda, for creating all of this. This is our first card. Let's go ahead and move on to the second project. Whoops, what happened?